Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Preparation Ape, your number one place for Bill Nye the Guy. I'm DKP.
I'm Major Tom.
And I'm Festus.
Yeah, we got the Festus and the Fracas and Caracas.
The Fracas and Caracas.
Festus and Caracas. You better believe it, man. And of course, we're coming at you live here from Twitch Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah.
We did it.
We
76 episodes.
Man, incredible.
Can you believe it?
Breathtaking.
To be honest, that's kind of impressive. We've done this 76 times.
Over 75 episodes. Over that hump.
Yeah. We're out of the diamond age.
We get 100 soon.
People die at how many episodes we exist in.
I mean, I'm not even going to live to 76.
Like from SIDS, I guess.
Ugh.
If you're talking about like a less than 2-year period.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, so this would be the time when I'd say what's in the Residox, but I guess we could just find out. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure how long this episode's going to be or anything, so with three of us, we'll see. We're going to talk about the Not a Hero DLC. It was recently delayed, but with that came details about it. The new Call of Duty was announced. iFi says, no, not Fetus. It's that time of the month again. For all of us here.
It really is like a period. It's like, oh god, my Festus started.
My Festus started. Xbox Live Games for Gold versus PlayStation Plus. Xbox has won all but 1 month of the year so far.
Yep.
So, is it time for PlayStation to take its crown for best free games?
Probably not, but yeah, maybe. Not.
I don't know.
Wait, did you call it episode 75? On Twitch?
I guess so.
The whole fucking thing's ruined.
Oh, no.
The whole thing's ruined. Except for the people who watch it on YouTube. And then, of course, we're going to talk about crossplay. There's been some talk about the possibility of Tekken being crossplay across platforms. It's been something that Rocket League has talked about, so we're going to talk about that and the likelihood of it, stuff like that. Xbox kind of winning against his Idify. We'll see.
Hello, boys. Yeah, so I guess... I mean, should we just hop to it, or do we have anything else to discuss beforehand?
I say we hop right up in it.
All right. Let's fucking do it then. All right, so, yeah, most people don't know this, but that's Chris Redfield, apparently.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I told you, boys, it was all Chris Redfield.
So stupid.
Yeah, but there's
makes
no...
me hate Capcom even more for doing that.
But you saying that, like, there's no way you could have known, like... There's not... There's,
was, though.
Dude, I could be like, hey, listen, I'm Bill Nye, I'm here to teach you about
But
stuff.
you're like, Metal Gear Solid 5, like, reading into the tea leaves, like, oh, we're definitely getting a Chapter 3.
Well, because... Well, okay, so when this guy looks nothing like any previous iteration, and in the new movie...
Like, it's called Not a Hero.
No, listen, and in the new movie, he didn't look like that at all either. It's like...
The new CGI animated movie?
Oh, yeah. As opposed to what, this live-action thing we're seeing?
It's made by the actual developers?
So, yeah, why wouldn't... So, Leon looks consistent from 6 to that one.
He still looks lame, though.
Wait, I mean, yeah, I agree. He looked best in 4.
Festus, you should get you a Chris.
No, you know what? I don't think that's actually Leon in the movie. I think that's Steve Burnside from Code Veronica.
Oh, maybe
and he replaced Leon.
Maybe so.
Oh, yeah.
Old Steve Burnquist.
Well, Mr. Fucking horrible Canadian accent.
Yeah.
Wait, don't shoot. Hey, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
So, yeah, he somehow de-aged. We've talked about that shit enough. But.
Yeah. I guess we'll start with the fact that it's been delayed. So, the three kind of heads of Resident Evil 7, it's like the executive producer and the head gameplay, whatever. It's 3 head guys that are working on Resident Evil, have made the decision to delay it. It was supposed to come out as free DLC in the springtime. And basically, what they said... What?
Sorry if that's just keep going. I'm taking care of a technical issue.
Oh, gotcha. Scolding me hard.
He is scolding you. Slap his wrist. Basically, the general gist of it is they did not realize that the game would get the critical reception that it has received. And they believe that the DLC needs more time to meet the high quality standard that players now demand after having played the game, which I think is a damn good reason to delay something.
I don't care why you delay something. Well, as long as it's not like, hey, we're delaying it because we think it'll sell poorly.
We want to squeeze it into this fiscal quarter.
That sucks. I mean, even though I understand.
I'm sad about it being delayed.
But, like, no, this is fine. If they're like, hey, it's not ready yet, we don't
Yeah.
think it'd be as good as you would expect it to be. Fine. But that's really weird for them to say, like, yeah, we were going to half-ass it, but, like, when everyone really liked it, we were like, well, maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah.
I found that kind of weird, but, I mean, whatever, man. I'm glad they're now motivated.
Yeah,
I
for
guess,
sure.
to, do
So
anything.
some details have kind of emerged about it, so I want to talk about a little bit of those.
All right.
So this comes from thebitbag.com. We've never read an article from them. By Jonas Suniko.
Fuck, man, Bitbag totally would hire someone named Jonas Suniko.
He says,
Jonas
a report
Suniko.
by Famitsu reveals more details about the Resident Evil 7 Not a Hero DLC in the light of the delay. Some exciting details regarding the DLC, and it should be enough to inform fans of what they should expect with Chris Redfield's chapter. Not a Hero DLC is a short scenario that depicts the success of Chris Redfield. In the DLC, Redfield is tasked with securing a certain person. The DLC is also set to
that's
connect
gonna be.
Resident Evil 7 to the rest of the Resident Evil titles. Capcom also stated a confrontation between old and new characters. It's still unclear whether Capcom literally meant that the DLC will include a confrontation between Ethan and Chris. Aside from these, no other details have been revealed. When it comes to gameplay, Chris will play differently from Ethan, and he's going to be better equipped than RE7's main star. One of the key differences is that Chris will be wearing a special gear that also alters the HUD for the players.
Special gear.
That's pretty good. Players will be able to set the ammo that Chris has in the heads-up display. The display also reveals status effects for Chris. Another gameplay difference between the two is that Chris will have access to other special items. One of them is an oxygen tank, which will allow Chris to work freely in harsh environments. His main weapon in the game is a handgun called Albert W. Model 1.
Say that's the exact one that you end up killing the BOW with the end of 7.
It's yet to be known if the weapon is the same as the unlockable Albert 1 handgun in the main game, which can kill foes in a single shot. I mean, of course it is. It has the same name.
Well, yeah, for people who might not remember the name of the Albert 01, I was just pointing that out.
No, I'm on your side with this.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying this article is like, what the... Of course it's the same gun. They're saying, like, we don't know yet if it is. Of course it is.
He drops it for you.
Yes. Chris gives you that gun. Yes, of course it's the same gun. From now, it looks like Chris will indeed have a more action-oriented gameplay as compared to Ethan. A prior leak revealed that a new molded type that spews toxic gas will be included in the DLC. Also, Chris can punch his foes.
Oh, man. It's coming back, baby.
Yep. No rock will be able to stand in his way.
Nope. So what do you think?
That actually sounds really fucking awesome. Even the fact when it says it's more action-oriented. Because, like, the thing is this. All the DLC that we've gotten for that game is varied and different.
Yeah.
And that's been a good thing.
For sure.
So, like, normally, when I hear, like, more action, I'd be like, no! But I think that just this being DLC, that's going to enhance the story, I'm fine with that. If they said our newest title, Resident Evil 8, is going to be more action-oriented, I'd be like, no!
Yeah.
But for DLC,
that's a really good
fine.
point. Yeah. I was kind of iffy about it at first, but to me it makes sense because it's Chris Redfield. At this point, he is a very experienced soldier and has a lot of experience taking out these biomedical terror issues that are arising. So,
bioorganic weapons.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It makes sense in context of the universe, in context of Resident Evil 7.
Do you think he's the one that's dealt with the most, been in the most iterations of the series, so he probably has the most experience dealing with the bio weapons?
Well, technically, that would be Hunk, who, might be one of the same, but...
That's who it should be.
Now, let's see. All right, so Leon's been in 3, Chris has been in 1, 5, 6, and 7. So, yeah. Plus, not to mention, like, there was that big period where apparently, during the events of Code Veronica, that he was taking down, like, Umbrella Europe, and that's why Claire was looking for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say, well, not to mention, also, he was, like, a Marine with, like, sharpshooter training and a specialized, like, police officer.
Yeah.
I think, without a doubt, he's the most, like, equipped person in the series to handle it.
I mean, he does punch boulders like it ain't no thing, man.
Oh, yeah, and he can punch boulders.
Is Festus talking loud enough? Because I can barely hear you.
I'll talk louder for you.
I just want to make sure they can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Pebble,
can you hear me now?
Can you hear?
So Peb was saying I want some Rebecca DLC. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, which I don't know if I agree with. We'll see what happens. She's in the new movie.
Ooh.
Well, no, what I mean,
like the live action movie or the animated one?
Animated one.
Okay.
We don't talk about the live
So,
action.
it just depends on what the fuck she's been doing for the last how many years.
Yeah.
She could have just retired and, like, she could have a cameo in the movie. Like, I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Yeah, so I don't know.
Alpha says, unfortunately, we can hear him.
Yeah. It says, I would like Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2 switch modes. One version of Resident Evil be first person, comma. Next version of Resident Evil should be like 4.
Totally down with that.
No.
Yes.
One or the other. Because look.
We
What's
still
the
have a debate
point?
going on about this.
What's the point of having fixed camera angles if there aren't pre-rendered backgrounds? That's the point. Is you can squeeze so much more fidelity out of those. But when you have to render it no matter what, so people can switch back and forth, it's just going to be fixed camera with regular gen style graphic backgrounds.
I believe that it'll have tank controls. I think it'll be just like Resident Evil 1 remake.
Oh wait, no, he's saying
it should be Resident Evil 4 style
and then 7 style.
and then 7 style.
Okay, no, that makes more sense. I misread that.
Which I actually prefer. I would love if Resident Evil 2 remake was that.
I would rather it be first person than third person.
What?
Than the over the shoulder. I'm so fucking tired of over the shoulder shit.
They're the grandfather of it. They invented it. Like, they can use it as much as they want.
Fucking over the shoulder combat.
Which game did
Resident Evil 4?
I can't remember, but I know there's been like ones where like they kind of popularized it with the Resident Evil series, but like they weren't the first
like the
people to ever
granddaddy of
do
it.
fucking like behind and front like combat like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm incorrect. I don't.
Jet Force Gemini.
Yeah, there you go. But even then, like, that's like most games these days.
They all stole it from Resident Evil 4.
What does that matter?
So if they grandfathered it, they can continue to use it.
Well, of course, they can do whatever they want. Should they? I don't think so.
Yes, they should.
They should, yeah.
Yes,
Do
they
what the hell
should.
they
Yes,
want.
we can.
All right, look. We need somebody to come in here, make this series even greater again. This series, at the moment, is good, but
People ask me about Resident Evil.
it could be so much better, okay?
Hugely better.
It could be huge.
People ask me about Resident Evil. No one knows Resident Evil 7 like I do. No one.
Listen. Alright. But yeah, no, like, honestly, I'd just be happy to see Resident Evil 2 fucking period. Now,
Right?
the thing is, okay, when it
We
comes
do
to, like, Resident Evil 2, look at, like, the actual scope of that game. It's really fucking small.
Yeah.
And I just have this weird feeling that, like, if it's over the shoulder, which allows you to, like, kind of move faster and, like, you know, more appropriately deal with things, it doesn't really encourage, like, a slower pace like the first-person one does.
I think that's fair, yeah.
Unless they're going to expand the map incredibly, like in scope and size.
Hugely.
Yes, huge. Then yeah, I think that, like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, you're going to breeze through it too fast. It's not going to be, like, for that style of gameplay, Resident Evil 2 as a setting, I don't think works. I think it works way better first person or fixed camera. But that being said, I'll just be happy to get it, period.
I mean, I want over the shoulder. That's what I want. I think we're getting tank controls.
There's no way. Maybe the option.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not going to be pre-rendered backgrounds.
Like I said, I think it's going to be like
camera
Resident
angles,
Evil 1 remake. Remake.
So, pre-rendered backgrounds,
Yeah.
even?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah, why not?
I want it to be. But it's the same reason why Final Fantasy VII Remake's not going to be turn-based.
I understand that, but
That
I
shit's
think
not going to sell. Not in today's age.
just the way that the information is kind of building up of, like, you guys have said you've wanted a Resident Evil 2 remake for a long time. I think players have an expectation for what that means. And the fact that they're doing it means that players have an expectation for what they want. So, like, you know, when all the whole big thing first got announced, the way it was pitched was like, it was like a Facebook post that one of the Resident Evil, like, community members posted of, like, hey, who if you'd like to see would you guys like to see a Resident Evil 2 remake? Let us know. And it was right after Resident Evil 1 remake came out for PS4. So there's an expectation associated with that. And I think that
I think you're putting shit where there's not on that. Because I haven't seen anybody, like, besides you, that's making the same correlation between, like, the timing of that game coming out with certain things they said.
MGS Act 3.
No, I just think that's what you got out of it, and I haven't seen that anywhere else. And I didn't make that correlation, and I don't agree with that correlation. Like, I just don't think that's like a good indicator that we're going to get something that's a one shot. Because the thing is, like,
I still agree.
Business comes first, obviously, for all these companies, and like I said, the same reason why why we're not getting turn-based Final Fantasy VII. The same reason why they had to make a non-tank control version.
That's the only way I'll play Final Fantasy VII is they get rid of that turn-based crap.
I don't really give a shit if you play. Fuck you, Festus.
I'm who they're marketing towards right now.
Yeah,
people like me.
Yes, that's the same reason. The same way with this, though. It's like there's fans of the series who saw the Facebook post who but like that's such a small number of people.
Yeah,
and that's so they can't. I don't think they can take that risk, and I kind of don't want them to, because I don't want this game to fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm alright tank controls.
Yeah, but it's because we played, like, we're used to them to some degree. NorCal, old Jonathan, like, he bought Resident Evil, the remake, on PC for the first time, and was like, I just can't do these fucking controls or camera angles. Like, I just keep running into shit that I can't see. He's like, I don't...
So you would rather them go for the money route?
No, I wouldn't rather them, because I would rather get the product that I want, which is the fixed camera. Like, I don't think they're gonna, though.
Okay.
Like,
I
will be shocked if they do.
I thought you said you kind of don't want them to do that.
That's where I'm torn. I don't want them to do something that's going to just please me, but fail really hard. That way they're like,
I'm all right with it failing hard as long as it pleases me.
Yeah, but like, dude, you're excluding the possibility. Like, I'd rather get half of what I want than get full of what I want, but never get like a Resident Evil 3 remake.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that's kind of one of the big things for me is we've gotten a lot of Resident Evil games ported over to PlayStation 4. It would be great if before the PlayStation 4 dies off, if every like mainline entry is available in incredibly beautiful detail for PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Including Code Veronica.
Yep. What's going on? I get it. Yeah, so like that's...
And Outbreak 1 and 2 is a bundle.
That would be fucking...
Outbreak's the one they need to be remaking like fucking ASAP. Yeah. Like, now we have like the good internet technology.
Gotta have that good internet technology.
You know what I'm saying? That fast Wi-Fi. Like,
classic Festus, says Peviv.
56K just wasn't cutting it back in the day.
56K just wasn't cutting it.
I mean, I will say that there's one thing that's good about, like, what Capcom's doing with Resident Evil at the moment, which is, like...
Showing it some attention.
Well, there's...
More than fucking Konami does with their IP.
There's... No fucking shit.
Hey, Pachinko machine, man.
I mean, there's that.
MGS3 Pachinko.
But just, like, doing so many... Like, they're keeping it to, like... It's not predictable, which I think is good.
Yeah.
And so far, it hasn't been unpredictable to an extent where it's like, well, this fucking blows. You know? So... Yep, but just giving attention.
Like 6, for example. That's a great example.
It is.
6 was amazing.
Wasn't predictable.
Yep, but it blew.
No.
I mean, look, you guys might have had fun with it, but the general consensus is this shit sucks.
That's true.
All right, so...
That is true. The general consensus
That's why we got this good shit.
The general consensus is wrong.
No, I mean, if it took Resident Evil 6 sucking to get Resident Evil 7, it was worth it.
Well, it did.
RE7 to me...
It's exactly what it took.
Might be my favorite. So, yeah. You motherfuckers ready to move on?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's move on.
Alright, Call of Duty, WW2.
You guys watched the trailer, right?
Yeah, I watched it with you.
So, yeah. Call of Duty is returning to its roots this holiday season. November 3rd, I believe, is when it's going to officially launch. Maybe it's 5th. Maybe it's 7th.
I think it's the 3rd.
But we're going back to World War II, which is the first 5 Call of Duty games were all World War II before they jumped into modern war and then space and science fiction and robot suits and all that stuff that people are now tired of. So got some details, some different things to talk about, and we're just going to kind of briefly go over our general thoughts on it. So I got this from VG247. So there was a big preview event. They sent a bunch of journalists out to check out the game.
Did you see the Visceral Hype Supercut?
No.
That's pretty good. It was basically a supercut of every time someone said visceral or hype or something along the lines. And it was like 1,000 times, like the announcer's like, the hype is so visceral. The visceral hype behind this. I'll post it on the Facebook or something. But it's
know, Sledgehammer is made up of a bunch of former Visceral people, the studio Visceral, the guys who did Dead Space.
I don't think that's the way they meant it.
I know, but when you said that, that's where I got that from.
Oh, they definitely meant to add that in there. Like, if they're part of Israel, they definitely...
No, talk about you'll have to see the... No, but it might be compared to Battlefield. So whatever, we're covered.
Gotcha.
You're covered.
Cool.
Yep, so you're good.
Good seeing you again with all three of us.
Yeah, we'll be sucking each other's dicks after the stream with Chippendales. And not the Rescue Rangers. I mean, like, we're going to Chippendales.
Ooh.
We're going to suck some cocks and have them drug on our face. And
dude, we were playing some Wii game where you had to eat, our Switch game last night where you had to eat a penis sandwich. Tommy ate 11 of them.
Hey, I ate 10 penis sandwiches.
I ate 10 penis sandwiches. You ate 11.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I know I'm the best at penis sandwich eating.
He was gobbling that penis down like nobody's business.
My friend William was like, he was struggling. He was doing like this. He ended up eating like 6.5 sandwiches. Penis sandwiches.
I can see exactly how excited we are for Call of Duty.
I'm actually super excited.
I'm super excited for it too. I tell you, I did get this like vibe of when I was watching the trailer of like, Normandy again. Like I got some like same like been down this road.
What are you supposed to put in a World War II game if not D-Day?
Yeah, D-Day is like.
No, I get it. But
well, actually, you know what? There's a lot of shit you could do. As a matter of fact,
there were more than one battle in World War II.
Well, that's kind of like what I don't like about this one. Not that like I would be more inclined to try this one, even though I haven't played.
I'm definitely going to play this.
Yeah,
I'm so.
I haven't played any Call of Duties at all since they left World War II.
Yeah,
because it was like this really samey shit, and they looked like low production quality comparatively to better alternatives that made less money.
Yeah.
So, but like this one, like new engine, so good on them, right? Finally, new fucking engine. Setting that people want, that people aren't tired of. Well, they'll get tired of it again, I'm sure. Here soon.
Yeah.
But you know,
3 years, you're like, why won't they stop doing World War II?
Yeah. The cycles, it's just whatever. There's only so many fucking wars to choose from.
I mean, you can't go pre-World War I anyway, unless you want to spend 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, you can.
I saw a video for, like, an advertisement for a video game of, like, Civil War.
I played
and it looked miserable.
They're not super great.
He's like having to line up and like, shoot with the musket. He shoots and misses and has to go to the back of the line and reload.
Yeah.
It just looked very uneventful.
Well, because like
I don't think it works.
The multiplayer in that would consist of like if you were to dodge one bullet from the guy, you could then just walk and corner him down like as close as you wanted, and be like, "No, I'm gonna get you," because they can't fire back at you.
So, a couple of highlights based on the VG24 information and IGN. They talked about the Sledgehammer Games, the guys developing it, they're tackling it at a different angle. When they talked about it, they specifically talked about that it has horror game vibes to it. That because you're in the shoes of a 19-year-old kid. They say you play as this kid for
a Houstonian.
Yeah, he's from Houston. You play as this kid for 90 to 95% of the game. So, and you wouldn't do anything that he wouldn't do. So it's not one of those things where he's infantry, then he runs and jumps behind the wheel of a tank. Then he is in a plane. Like you're going to play as him. One of the things I find interesting, and I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to be implemented, is they want it to feel more realistic. So something that Call of Duty basically invented that all first-person shooters use nowadays is regenerative health. Yeah. Like go hide. The new Call of Duty will not have regenerative health. You actually have to go to a medic if you get shot. You have to call for a medic, and you have to find the medic, and you have to go to the medic to get a shot.
That's a great fucking choice.
Yeah.
Out if I was saying that the 19-year-old is Captain Price, that's one from like a further entry in the series?
Yeah.
There's no way it's Price. The guy's name's Red.
Yeah, it's Red something.
Redfield.
Ronald something, but they call him Red.
Call of Duty audience. Redfield.
So, in addition to that, ammunition works the same way. So you have to go to whoever the hell has all the ammo when you run out of ammo. So it's a lot more of a realistic take on a war.
I'm going to wait for reviews just to make sure.
Probably a good idea.
But I might actually play this Call of Duty.
Joking, he says.
They better have like limbs and stuff being blown off people.
Well, that's what I said. Like Marty Sleever from IGN, he wrote the big preview on it for them, and he said that their big thing was that like based on all the interviews they did with veterans and stuff to research it. The fact that you're playing as a 19-year-old kid who had a normal life, then, he's just put into this situation. His very first fight is Normandy. Like, it is they said that the feeling that they really wanted to capture is like being terrified and seeing everybody around you getting killed. So like sound was extremely important to them.
You gotta be kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me. Sound was extremely important to them. Atmosphere is extremely important. And it's visceral, the guys who made Dead Space. So they are specifically going for kind of a, not horror as in like, oh, what's behind this corner, but horror is in like...
There's zombie Nazis everywhere.
There are zombie Nazis in the game, but that's one of the co-op players. So, yeah. And what VG24 said is they wanted it to feel like not only like historically accurate, but they wanted to get kind of the melancholy, the sadness. They wanted like the feeling of like, a lot of war stories are about, especially World War II stuff, is about brotherhood and pride, but they wanted to capture something that wasn't quite that, something that was a lot more, I don't know, realistic in terms of feeling terrified and coping with everyone around you dying and stuff like that. So, and that's similar vibes that I get from like Battlefield 1, but I think that, potentially if Sledgehammer does this right, it could be incredibly good.
That's my biggest problem with Battlefield 1, no limbs flying.
No limbs flying.
So yeah, the trailer when I saw it, along with some of the promotional material.
What's up, Phil Davis?
Yeah, what's going on?
Quartermaster, thanks, Pep.
Who was the guest tape next to DKP? That's Festus, man.
It's all Festus.
Me,
this is this your 5th episode of Prep Ape?
4th or 5th, I believe.
You were on our 2nd episode. You were the very first guest that Prep Ape ever had.
I think 51.
Yeah, because that was the fucked up one.
Yeah, with me and Jed. And then there's one after that I've been in. So this is, I think, the 4th one.
All right, fair enough.
So from 2 to 51, you didn't stop by? I feel like you had to have.
Probably.
That's like almost a year's worth.
No, because I think we did the Kill Your Babies thing instead.
Oh, yeah.
Or did we do both?
I think that's episode 63.
You can go back and check
it doesn't
if you care that much.
Go watch it. Excuse me. Go watch all 76 episodes of Preparation Ape and tell us how many he's been in. They just need to make a Saving Private Ryan game already. They'd be done with World War II altogether. I mean, that's basically what they've been.
There are so many different, like... Alright, look, like D-Day is one thing.
Yeah.
But there were so many different battles in World War II that you could do that are, like, equally as horrible. So many different campaigns, like... Of conquest, like during that
campaign, if
conquest,
that done right, could have been.
Well, they said specifically they are focusing on the European campaign.
Yeah, I figured so.
The game follows one character. Oh, something else that they brought up is they expect a lot of controversy because they intend to make it as like realistic as possible, and they have like women and children and like one of the members of your what's it called your troop.
Your squad.
Squad, thank you. One of the members of your squad is a Jewish American, so it's like him dealing with a lot of the like, terrible events that are happening. Are you looking weird because you don't know what happened to the Jewish people in World War II?
No. I just don't see where the controversy would come from.
Because it's people do. In addition, there's like one of the groups that you meet up with is like one of the all black, like it's just like the squad of all black people, and a bunch of people in the squad don't like the all black squad because they're black. So like it's going to deal with stuff like that.
That's a unique stance to take.
Yeah,
racial tensions running high.
Well, because it'll force the player to be like, all right, well, here's this guy that I've liked up until this point.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's doing something I like instinctually disagree with as a person. What do I do now?
Yeah, it's a really
probably
fascinating
gonna have to choose between saving him and one of the people.
I don't think it's a Telltale type game where it's like choose your own murder adventure.
I mean, but there's some. I feel like in instances of Call of Duty where you have a choice like between saving somebody.
Do you?
I would not. I haven't played them.
I don't recall.
I feel like.
If I say guarantee you're going to hear some bullshit stories of soldiers having PTSD because of this game. Well, I mean,
that war was 80 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be playing this game.
At least those. I mean, obviously, we still have military.
Wait, but these, like... Not to get into a fucking conversation about PTSD and soldiers, but it's like, there's not much you can... If someone has it that bad, there's not much, like, anyone can do besides, like, themselves to help, like, going and seeing therapy and all that. Yeah. Like, it's like, certain people have, like, trouble or problems when they're... The 4th of July happens, there's fireworks going off, right?
Yeah.
Like dogs, a lot of dogs don't like fireworks.
I'm talking people, not dogs. All right.
What about?
But, yeah, it's like, well, there's nothing like Call of Duty's the least of fucking, this person's worries. Like, they so that's a stupid argument. And now, I know that you're not making that argument, but Yeah. That's one thing that like I was saying earlier, that I saw from the promotions and the trailer that seemed kind of strange to me. Is like they're really pushing this like shell-shocked angle to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that almost like I had to stop myself because for a minute I was like, that kind of seems like insensitive to be like to push that angle that hard. Like we're gonna help you feel how they felt, and we're gonna show all these shell-shocked individuals. But it's like, hold on, let me back up. Like they should be able to do whatever they want. Like you know. So I don't know why I felt that way for like just a moment. But no. No, I think
woke.
No, it's not. It's not that. It just seemed like disingenuous, like as a marketing campaign technique because like even the guy on the thing is like this dude fucking like looking like he's huddling in a corner like all fucked up, and that's when I was like to use that as like a marketing technique. I was like, but you know what?
So tasteless.
Marketing's done worse things.
Well, to be honest,
that doesn't like
they really need to do something interesting. And storytelling in video games has evolved dramatically since the last World War II Call of Duty game. Like, it's changed so much. Oh, I think one of the Spec Ops The Line guys is involved in it. Not the writer, because the writer is working on Battlefront.
We know the writer for that, I believe, also did Resident Evil 7.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's a fun fact. But anyways.
That is a fun fact. That's an interesting little tidbit you got there for us.
Thanks. You should suck my dick.
There's hope for it. Yeah.
Plenty more fun facts where that came from.
Tixel Davis might actually play this one now that they got away from that space Black Ops Future Warfare nonsense.
Yeah.
I still want to play that one.
It's good. It's fun.
Fuck, Festus, shut the fuck
Just
up.
the single player, not the multiplayer.
It's all about the single player.
I don't play the multiplayer Call of Duties.
I tell you one issue I do have. I don't like the name.
It's just called Call of Duty. That's
the title.
I thought that was like a working
specifically
title.
Call of Duty WWII.
You're like, I wish it was Call of Duty Band of Brothers.
Well, dude, if you take away one,
I think that's.
Oh my god! What if it's like a Kojima style ruse, and they're gonna take away one W? It's gonna be Call of Duty Wii.
Call of Duty Wii. Yeah.
Like, no, this is the true horror of war.
I think it would have been cooler. Like, I don't know. Like, what was World War II called before it was called World War II? Like the war to end all wars or something like that.
I believe so. I mean,
so Call of Duty, like to end all wars, I think would have been a much cooler title. Like something that
they could have went with Call of Duty Revelations.
They should have done that. They absolutely should have. Speaking of spoiler alert, episode 100. Can't wait.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be.
We've been
fun.
saving that one.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saving it for?
We don't want to give anything away just yet. We'll let Revelations be revealed when the time
the
is
Great
right.
War was World War
One. Yeah.
Tixville Davis says, what I would really shell out my hard-earned bucks for is a remake or revisit of Vietnam. Who do y'all think does it first, Call of Duty or Battlefield?
Well, at this point, dude,
get done doing it?
No.
Battlefield's already done it.
That's what I'm saying. Like two iterations ago.
It never had its own single player campaign.
Yeah.
And it was basically like an expansion pack to Battlefield.
No, there were two different ones. There was Battlefield Vietnam.
That's what
and
I'm
then
talking
there was
about.
the Battlefield Bad Company expansion. It was Vietnam.
Well, either one was basically an expansion. Even Battlefield Vietnam was, for all intents and purposes, like
I thought it was a full like.
That's what I thought. Like,
Battlefield Vietnam was like.
It didn't feel that way to me when I played it back then, and it didn't have a single player campaign.
I feel like it's less than 5 years old. Or
sorry, I know
6
it's
years
making a lot of noise. People just might have to live with my Googles. First person shooter.
No, it wasn't an expansion pack, but I'm saying it felt more like that.
Oh, yeah.
When I played it. But no, people were speculating that Call of Duty was going to go to Vietnam this time. That was like what we even talked about that at some point on Prep Ape, like what 6-8 months ago. That like people were speculating that they're going to Vietnam because like that hasn't been done, and there were rumors.
Yeah.
So at this point, I mean, I'd say that Battlefield would be more likely to go to that, because where are they going to go after World War One? Like probably not back to modern right away.
Yeah.
So sure. And I doubt they're going to do the same thing as Call of Duty.
Here's where that exclamation point EA was very like appropriate on Pepe's part. Wasn't it Black Ops in Vietnam?
I think
Black Ops had a Vietnam scene.
I don't know.
I think some of it, because I do recall some of it taking place then. We need a full-on single-player Vietnam. I agree with TKP. The ones we had felt like afterthought products. Damn, Pebiv on top of it, baby. So, yeah. I don't like the name.
It doesn't bother me at all. Like,
I don't.
But
I mean, it's no worse than Battlefield 1.
It seems lazy and uninspired.
Yes, lazy and uninspired.
But I would rather Battlefield be called Battlefield W1 than Battlefield 1. So I don't know.
I mean, granted, I didn't like that.
I think it should have been Battlefield: The Great War.
I didn't like Battlefield 1's name either, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Because it's like, what's this thing with naming everything 1? Like, why the fuck is it the Xbox One? Why is it Battlefield?
It's the one device you need.
Is it?
Was that their justification for calling it that? Oof,
dude. Fuck that.
You can watch your movies. You can look at your internets from it.
Oh yeah.
You can tell it to shut up.
Internets.
I don't know. It's just it seems like a marketing tag, putting I in front of something. Like even our fucking web hosting service is iPage. Why? Because Apple was successful with that stupid fucking letter. So it just seems like I didn't like Battlefield 1 either. So I don't know. It's lazy, uninspired name, but I don't fucking hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
You know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
So,
Call of Duty to end all wars.
That's not too bad. You think the next one will take place in World War II, but just the Pacific campaign?
I think it could, yeah, depending on the success of this, which is going to be bonkers.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. I say it's going to be bonkers, but like most of the people who buy Call of Duty are people who buy Call of Duty, and that's it. Like the majority of people who play Call of Duty, it's like if not the best-selling, one of the like top 2 best-selling games every single year. Like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was the most downvoted video game trailer of all time. And it still was the best-selling game of 2017.
I thought I heard differently that they like lost a crap ton of sales in that.
Yeah, but if you sell 50 million and then you lose a crap ton of sales and you still sell 30 million, you're still like 20 million higher than everything else.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was taking place not just one soldier's story. Like if you got to play as multiple soldiers.
Like how Battlefield did it.
Well, I mean, that's
like how Call of Duty originally
Call of Duty really does it. Like, I mean, Modern Warfare, you played multiple soldiers.
I don't know. I'm kind of super interested to see like one character's journey.
Well, because you have more time. That was the problem that I had with Battlefield 1's campaign. It's like, oh no, that kid died that I just met. Oh no, I'm Lawrence of Arabia. I'm at the campfire with this woman who I don't know who the fuck she is, or like. But I feel like I'm joining in and I should know this. Yeah. But since it only gives me this little snippet of the story, so yeah, like I
loved all of the.
I know,
except for the Lawrence of Arabia.
You didn't like that one? I thought it was dope.
I just I don't know. It just felt like it was, like he said, it felt like it was picking up in the middle of a story.
I'm feeling that.
All the rest of them had a beginning, middle, and end.
I'm trying to do my least favorite one.
While you're doing that, can you give me another beer, please?
Yeah. Probably the plane stuff. That was just mediocre.
See, I thought the plane level was extremely tight. When you're jumping on top of the Zeppelin, like that was sick.
I think
but that wasn't the plane part. That was the Zeppelin part.
Yeah, but that was the plane chapter. He was like, I'm trying to figure out which chapter.
I think he's referring to mostly part of the flying parts. Is that right?
I didn't like I just didn't. I thought the plane chapter was lame compared to everything else.
All right, well, we're getting sidetracked big time. We're already 40 minutes in.
Yeah, 2 topics.
It happens.
Yeah, a couple more comments, then we'll move on. If it was the one device I needed, I wouldn't have bought a PlayStation Pro. Ooh.
Speaking of, you finished Uncharted 4 yet?
If I was an Xbox guy, bought a PlayStation recently.
He's converted.
I don't know about converted, but
he's like those ice creams on that.
Shut up! We're not talking about that. Texel Davis.
No one only wants to be a PlayStation guy,
dude.
All right,
Texel Davis.
You got to watch more of those.
Texas Phil Davis says, "This one I think will bring back the old school players. I like going back to the roots, but I ain't pre-ordering it." Pepe says, "I don't care for the story with Lawrence. Thought it was fun action. It's true. Almost done with it.
Cool."
It's an incredibly good game.
All right, moving on.
It looks on 4K.
All right, we're our monthly challenge: Xbox Live Games for Gold versus PlayStation Plus. So what we do here is every month we go over the list of PlayStation Plus games, Xbox Live Games for Gold games for the particular month. This month, of course, being the ones for May, and we compare the 2 lists and we say this is the better list of the last 4 months. Xbox has taken the crown 3 of the 4 times. So let's see who it is this time. For PlayStation Plus, you get the following games: Tales from the Borderlands, Abzu, the hack and slash RPG Blood Knights, the Pirate Simulator Port Royal 3 Pirates and Merchants. Then for PlayStation 3, those are all PS4 games. For PS3, you get Laser Disco Defenders and the indie platformer Typewriter. Not typewriter as in like typewriter, but TYPE:RIDER. For PS Vita and PS4.
All right, what do we
So,
got for
Tales from the Borderlands, Abzu, Blood Knights, Port Royal 3, Pirates and Merchants, Laser Disco Defenders, and Typewriter. For Xbox, you get Gianna Sisters, Twisted Dreams Director's Cut, Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. Those are both the Xbox One games. The 360 games, which are backwards compatible, so they will be available to play on Xbox One, are Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 and Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga.
They all sound miserable.
One more time. Tales from the Borderlands and Abzu, Blood Knights and Port Royal 3 for PS4, Laser Disco Defenders and Typewriter for PS3 and... Oh wait, Typewriters for PS3, Vita and PS4. Laser Disco Defenders is PS3. And then for Xbox, Gianna Sisters, Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, and Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga.
What the fuck is Gianna
I was
Sisters?
just about to ask you that. What the fuck is Gianna Sisters?
Why are you so angry about it?
Because it sounds like you're like two Italian sisters, and your objective is to prepare a meal for your family. And that's how I imagine that video game. It sounds horrible.
It was created back in the... I don't know. I'm not historically 100% accurate on this, but on something like the Commodore 64, they wanted to do a mascot platformer that was very similar to Mario. So they made the Gianna Sisters, like the Mario Brothers. And yes, like the games still exist. They still come out with new ones.
What?
Yeah.
It's... How have I never heard of
how?
that?
Exactly. So Gianna Sisters
They're not great.
old?
They're not great games. They're side-scrolling platformers.
Huh. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I got excited when I saw Star Wars The Complete Saga, but then I saw it was Lego Star Wars.
And I heard Star Wars Force Awakens, but then I heard it was Part 2, or Force Unleashed, 2. And I heard it's Part 2.
So let me go through, since the Xbox one's right here.
Let's start with Xbox. So, Gianna Sisters.
I guess I don't give a shit, since I've never played it.
Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. That's the top-down.
Yeah, I really could not give a shit less about that.
Okay.
Like...
I liked it.
I hate when... I hate the, like...
It's like Diablo with...
If you love Tomb Raider, then you're gonna love this kind of cheap-baked tie-in that's like... Yeah,
not even the same type of gameplay.
Star Wars Force Unleashed 2.
What, Fred Durst being the Sith Lord? Nah, man, not into it.
I keep mowing. And then Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, which covers episodes 1 through 6.
I guess I'd be interested to play that.
I mean...
Like... I'm not.
Those are like the first 2 Lego games.
I'm not opposed to them. Like I like.
So
Lego.
they're not bad. They're just like they've gotten so much better over the last like 25 Lego games.
Jesus.
All right. Well, let's go to PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4, Tales from the Borderlands, which
I hear is like the best one.
Yes, when people talk about the Telltale games, they say Tales from the Borderlands and Wolf Among Us are the 2 best.
But like,
no way.
And while I like
Walking Dead,
I really like Telltale games, but like. It takes me so long to work up the like nerve to play them because it's like
that's why my stream every Sunday has been the best because I've never had the desire to just keep sitting there and playing them. But they're perfect games to stream. They last an hour and a half to 2 hours. They're perfect stream games. It has been incredible.
Abzu I've never played, but I've been interested in it because it's like the
is it
Journey Underwater?
Dang.
Don't know what the fuck Blood Knights is.
It is a hack and slash RPG.
I know the description, but
yeah, but you know what a hack and slash RPG is like. That's all you need to know.
That could be a lot of things. Like
I'm gonna pull up
as far as what it looks like, and then like all the rest of it,
and then Port Royal 3 Pirates and Merchants. That's a pirate simulator.
No, what does that mean? Are we talking like?
My guess is like Sid Meier's Pirates.
Okay, yeah, so I played Sid Meier's Pirates, but yeah, dude, I don't know, man.
Hey,
this is Blood Knights.
Both of these kind of like I don't know. I'm not.
I'd play it. I think I'd have to go with Sony.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm gonna go Sony.
I'm gonna go Sony just for Abzu because I've been wanting to kind of play that. But
yeah,
that's the only one though. Because, like, none of the ones on Xbox, I think, are, like, for me, worth a shit.
Not even that Genius Sisters?
And Sony's also coming back with their normal thing of, like, here's most games that you've never fucking heard of.
Yeah, normally they give you 2 PS4 games, 2 PS3 games, and 2 Vita games. This time you get 4 PS4 or 5 PS4 games and 1 PS3 game. And one of the PS3 games, or one of the PS4 games is also available on Vita. So you get a lot more games this time. Idify says, oh wait, I'm missing some other comments. Pebba says, let's keep scrolling up. Sorry, I'm missing comments, folks. We'll catch up. Pebba says, I think I vote to Xbox. Textfield Davis says, PlayStation gets fucked again. Last time I remember getting free was Tower of Deadly Monsters. That seems forever ago. Again, it's great. Pebba says, Laura plus Unleashed plus Lego Star Wars got me. PlayStation could have gotten me with one nice title, though. Definitely C-grade games for me.
Yep.
Excuse me, Idify says, Xbox One's worth it because Force Unleashed 1 was last month, and 2 this month. That is a really good call out. Scoff DKP, you savage. Sid Meier's Pirates.
No, I said I like Sid Meier's Pirates, but I don't know if I want to play a strategy game like that on console, though, necessarily.
So let's do it this way. We're gonna keep talking about this for a second. So Gianna Sisters, what compares to that on this list?
Like
Laser Disc
Typewriter, because it says it's an indie platformer, which is basically what Gianna Sisters is, minus being indie, even though who the fuck. Lara Croft and Temple of Osiris, it sounds like Blood Knights, hack and slash RPG. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, nothing really like that. And then Lego Star Wars, nothing really like that. So, and then Tales from the Borderlands and Abzu. And then Portal. Yeah, I think PlayStation's got it this time. It's a good variety.
Just barely. And I would probably be taking this month off to get any of the games if I was invested in either one.
Yeah.
Both lists are pathetic in my eyes. Just a bunch of C-rate games, but Abzu sounds alright. It's like Journey.
Abzu is a beautiful game.
And yeah, the underwater thing.
And I'll let you guys know on Tales from the Borderlands. I'll play it at some point.
Well, it was slim pickings this month as far as excitement.
To be honest, in my opinion, I think there are better games this month than there have been in the last couple.
That doesn't say much to me.
That's true. That's true.
So
yeah, PlayStation takes it. Score now is PlayStation Plus 2, Xbox Live 3.
All right.
Race is getting tight.
We'll know next month.
Final topic of the night. Crossplay. So when Rocket League was hitting its mass success, which by the way, it's at 30,000 unique downloads. Or 30,000 unique players.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry, not 1,000, million.
It is extremely
I was about to say 30,000 mere peanuts.
Yeah, 30,000 is nothing. 30 million unique players, which is insane. I don't know if that's active, but anyway, they talked about we would totally be interested in doing crossplay, where Xbox players can play against PC players, can play against PlayStation players. And Xbox was like, yeah, we'll totally do it. And PlayStation was like, we'll see. And with the new Tekken, the director of Tekken 7 said, hey, it'd be really great if we could have Xbox players play against PC players. If there was an infrastructure there, we would love to do that. So it's not necessarily news that it's going to happen.
Why'd you put a Wii U in here? I'm sorry, a
Switch. Just because Switch is a console.
But they're not about crossplay though, are they?
The purpose of this topic is not
okay.
This stuff is going to happen. The purpose is
what if?
Yeah. There was news that
Pros,
a year and a half
cons,
ago
gotcha.
that Rocket League wanted to do it. There's news that Tekken wants to do it. My question is, should all the consoles do it? Should cross-platform play? Can they do it? What are the possibilities of it happening? Would it be worth it for them? That kind of stuff.
I would say all consoles should do it. And you should only have crossplay with PC if the game is played predominantly or without question better with a controller.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do a Quake Champions kind of thing.
No. If you fucking cross-played Call of Duty or Battlefield with PC,
yeah, it's over.
It would be an extremely unfair advantage.
Yeah. And
I would probably play a lot more of those games.
What do you think, Festus?
I'm alright. There's been plenty of times where, Dark Souls, for example, Manzi's best character is on Xbox and mine's on PS4. It'd be tight if we could cross-play instead of having to switch.
I mean, you're always bugging me about playing Dark Souls with you, but I'm not giving up the 60 fucking frames a second.
There you go.
Double input time.
Dark Souls.
That I get on PC for anybody.
It'd be perfect if cross-play game like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm all for it, and I think Dark Souls is even coming to the Switch, so...
And especially
there are rumors about it, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Huh. A Dark Souls trilogy, like all three of them.
Man, that would be something.
Right? That might be a reason to get the Switch, because, remastered of the first two.
I'll tell you this. If they come to Switch, I will play all three of them. I'll shake your hand
dang.
on it.
All right, well...
Because
I'll get a Switch.
Probably not, but...
play all of them.
All right. So if it does come out, you're getting a Switch, and if it comes out, I'm playing all
You've
three
already
of them.
played all of them, though.
Play the first two. I mean, part 2 and 3. I didn't play part 1.
Oh, okay.
And if they're remastered, that would be so badass.
I can put up with, ugly, dark fucking...
Dude, the games still look really good today.
I'm not saying that the games themselves look bad. I just don't like dark fantasy.
I'll wait till you play it, and then you come back to me like, oh, it wasn't exactly what I thought it'd be like. Because there's a lot of variety. And a lot of it's similar to Bloodborne. If you like Bloodborne, then...
I fucking love Bloodborne.
So yeah, but I'm not going to convince you. I've been trying to for years. You just have to play it.
Send a CS for crossplay.
We'll see. Ain't Dark Souls pretty dark for Nintendo? Well, yeah, but they're trying to... I think they're trying to get away from that. Because it's also, exclusionary for a lot of your audience and developers.
Yeah. I mean, they got that Senran Kagura boob game coming.
Yeah. Game where you fondle tits.
You know the Joy-Cons, we were playing that game where you it did the ball count and stuff. So there's really good vibration things in it. So they've been testing. It's a video you can see of them dropping a little bowl of gelatin to test the physics to see how it moves and lands because they're working on boob physics for the Joy-Cons.
So what you do is
feel the boobs.
You would have the Joy-Con, right? And you would put it between Tommy's tits and kind of titty fuck him with it. And
then it'd feel like tits on tits.
Yeah.
Tits on tits on
tits. It's really rad, man.
Yeah.
I think it's super progressive for Nintendo to do that.
You know if they're bringing that...
You should free the Joy-Con nipples.
Free the Joy-Con nipples.
I'm all for it. Yes.
That's too good. So I think that cross-play should exist in the event that it can work well. I think that there is a massive infrastructure undertaking that they would have to figure out because I don't know how they would make these servers communicate with each other.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say one way or the other because I don't know for sure.
As an example, I play Final Fantasy XI on PS2, and you could cross-play with people on PC. And we would all, me and a bunch of friends would sit in a room together, and everybody have their PCs or their PS2s, and that a little 13-inch TV, and we'd play the shit out of it.
56K?
No, this was better.
DSL.
This was when I was in college, so...
DSL, then?
Yeah. DSL.
Dick-sucking lips?
Yeah, the DSLs. So, I think that there is a possibility of an infrastructure being available to do it. I just don't know how easy it would be.
Well, let's just disregard that and just say that it was possible.
I mean, I'm down for it. I think it needs to be the right games. I think, Rocket League and Tekken are great examples. And plus, dude,
or anything cooperatively, I think is fine.
So, this may sound completely way off base, or it may be kind of a stretch, but, EVE Online. You guys familiar with EVE Online?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
We don't play EVE Online, but we know of EVE Online, and just by the way you're reacting, it's this thing where these people have these massive battles. Some guy will invest literally thousands of real life dollars into a ship, and there'll be some huge war where an entire group of people congregate to fight this war, where stuff builds up for months and months and months.
It's there's been instances of some people going undercover at a competing company / guild for years.
Yeah.
And being part of it, and then backstabbing them at the end, and draining all this shit for the real company they're working for, the industry.
That sounds incredible. And like I said, it sounds like it's a bit of a stretch.
Dude, it sounds fucked up, because it's if you've ever been in I'm sure you guys to some degree have, because you were in that Achievement Hunters clan.
Yeah.
These are people that you're friends with, not in real life, but you know their names, you probably know about their kids.
Oh,
that would be if somehow we just fucked over Idify as hard as possible. And it's no, we were against you the whole time.
He's gonna figure us out.
I don't that's incredible that happens, but It takes a real son of a bitch to do something like
So
that.
the reason, like I said, I'm connecting these two is that there is always this, like, there's this certain level of tension between, like, I'm going to call them fanboys, but basically people who are elitist to a particular console. Like, you are a PlayStation elitist, and I would say somebody like Idify is an Xbox elitist, but that's shifted a little bit, yeah. So there are people who are console elitists who
he's no longer that vanilla ice cream trying to.
So the idea, like, and some of them are like completely absolutely normal. Like poisonous towards the other consoles.
It's so good.
This giant situation where they're like, okay, guys, the largest Xbox community and the largest PlayStation community are going to have a tournament in Overwatch tonight. Like, join your side and see which console is better.
That'd be so awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this giant uprising of Xbox elitists and PlayStation elitists going against each other for a singular purpose of saying their console is better by like playing a particular online game. Even that sounds incredible.
Even
great.
4chan does that with I think it's the 4chan Cup, where each board makes a FIFA team, and they have like routes and like they there's ones where like I think they use like modded versions of the game. To like the pole board was just a bunch of Hitlers against like people that were dressed in like rainbow garb, like the LGBT board. And they go through the ranks and then like it's someone's crowned champions. And it's not always the video game boards. Like sometimes like the creative board won.
Yeah.
But yeah, like even they do that. And it's just a fun, cool thing where it's like come represent your shit.
Yeah. So maybe it wasn't too much of a stretch. But I want people getting the idea or the feeling of like,
dude, this would be stuff. If 4chan can unsolicitedly organize that, Blizzard easily could have. If the by saying it's an Overwatch, like that's not a stretch at all. Like if the technology,
but not even beyond just like two big communities, but like what the impact of those two big. Like I think you told a really great story here of kind of tying into the potential of what I'm talking about is somebody like infiltrating, somebody being like, I'm a PlayStation elitist, I'm going to buy an Xbox. I'm going to get online on Overwatch and just completely fuck my team over for the sake of, like, I think stories like that. If I had
money to spend like that, I'd do it.
There are people out there in the world who absolutely do.
Do have money to spend like that.
So, I don't know. I love that idea of crossplay.
That espionage crossplay. MGS, their team. So hard.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about with crossplay before we end the show?
Not really.
I'm all good.
I'm all for it.
Cool.
See, this ice cream is shed its cone.
We're not talking. Stop talking about Bill Nye.
I just love how you hate it.
He does, man.
All
right. Just a couple things real quick. Festus, it's always a pleasure to have you.
It's always a pleasure to be here, boys.
And we'll be back in half an hour or so. With
unless you're watching this on YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to go to Chippendales first. We talked about that. But yep.
Make sure that you guys check out chainsawhype.com to get links to all of our stuff. You can buy Chainsaw Hype t-shirts. By the way, did you see our artist, the guy who drew the Chainsaw Hype, the guy who's made all of our logos and stuff like that?
Yeah, he bought a
shirt. Yeah. And a bunch of people commented like, "Oh, I love this shirt. Where do I get it?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I didn't see anyone asking that.
Yeah, Drew asked about it. Drucifer.
Yeah, the new way we do Thursdays is prep ape earlier, and then around
it's only an hour long.
Yep, and around 8:30 or so. I don't think that's me.
No, it's me. I think.
Yeah, we come back with the stream. So we'll be back. We'll be back in half an hour or so. We'll see you guys then.
Oh, just real quick. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. You can watch Prep Ape. You can watch some other crazy videos. Follow us on Twitter to see when we go live. Join our Facebook group to join in the conversation. We're all in the group, Festus included. And, we post news articles, ridiculous stories, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, if you want some Chainsaw Hype swag, go to cafepress.com/chainsawhype.
All right. I will say good show. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
hopefully the next stream will be better. Even better. I mean, like...
I was about to say, what does that mean?
Nah, I mean, like, there's going to be much more arguing and fun Festus-type activities.
Oh, yeah.
During the less structured regular stream.
Yeah. It's hard to get a word in between me and DKP in an hour-long show.
Yeah.
So
all right. We'll see you guys here in a little bit.
I'm H-Tom.
DKP?
Festus.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know.